It's all good. Yeah, is there a possibility of getting some kind of starter documentation, starter paperwork? Can we shoot them something?
Sure.
We'll put something together that we can say, okay, here's your, because a lot of it's going to be dependent on your area and, I mean, so many factors. But for the folks just now getting into it or saying, okay, I'm starting to charge money for my cakes.
Right.
Let's get something because, and we'll probably have to do an entire business class on this.
Right.
Because in my world, all it takes is a contract. A contract keeps friends friends.
Right.
You don't have a contract, you got a problem. And
Right.
it's just that easy. And so many things like Bridezillas, we could have an entire class on Bridezillas.
Let me tell you something real quick about contracts. I didn't do contracts for a long time. And then two of my friends in other parts of the country shared with me their contracts. And one of them, first of all, there's a clause in there about you're not held liable for acts of God. So like if we have a massive earthquake and all of a sudden everything goes to heck, they don't, necessarily get all their money back. But, traffic accidents, you have to do your due diligence and do the best you can. But it helps to have that clause in there. However, I have one friend that's out in Nashville who the bride, after they delivered the cake, and you always want to take a photo yourself of the cake as soon as you have placed it and finished it, and before you leave it. Right. Take a photo so you have photo documentation of what it looked like when you left. Okay. Right. Because you never know when some kid's going to go whoosh. Yeah. Put their hand in it. Any number of things. I'm not trying to demonize kids. I have kids. Demons. Anyway. What happened was they took a photo of the cake. Everything was great. Perfect. Just like she wanted it. However, she had buyer's remorse afterwards. So after they had served the cake at the reception, after they had eaten it all, then she went back to him and said, well, I want all my money back because it wasn't exactly like I wanted, and it didn't do this, it didn't do that. Not so much. So there is a clause in my contract that says, if you eat the cake, then you have accepted the cake. If you served it, it's accepted, and there are no refunds. Because, although that has never happened to me, knock on something.
Knock on Formica.
Knock on granite. It's happened to somebody I know, which means people out there are thinking that way. So you just gotta have to cover your butt. Yeah. I mean, it's CYA, fortunately.
But contracts are not offensive. Contracts are a good thing.
They're expected.
They are
in the
expected.
service business. They're expected.
Right, and you followed up because if you are a professional, it's almost it's an amateur move to not have a contract.
Exactly.
It is completely expected. This is business, and you don't have to be afraid of it. It's what we call a standard contract.
Right.
Put the word standard in there.
Right.
It's like everybody does. This is a standard contract.
Well, and you don't have to have a brick and mortar standalone bakery in order to get to that level where you're doing contracts. If you're making a cake for somebody and they're giving you money, contract needs to be involved. Absolutely. Contract needs to be involved.
Right.
And I have, I send out an estimate after I've taken down all that information, and they have a sketch, whatever. So the sketch goes with the estimate, and then they accept the estimate. Well, at that point, I get 50% down.
Yep.
50% deposit at acceptance of the estimate. The other 50% is due 2 weeks before the event.
Excellent.
So it is fully paid for. So I'm not like having made this thing, only gotten 50% of my money, and then I deliver it, and they're like, we forgot to bring the check, and that so-and-so has the money.
Yeah. There's a good chance at the event.
Nothing gets baked unless I'm fully paid.
Yes. There's a good chance that at the event, something that they're involved in is going on. And the last thing they want to think of is, where did I put my checkbook?
Exactly.
Okay, no, that's not the right time.
No.
And invoicing afterwards is a pain.
No.
Huge
then you're a collection
pain.
agency going after money. No.
Right.
Nothing gets baked, nothing. That's why it's 2 weeks out, because if I need to even order things, special or whatever, 2 weeks, especially with Amazon these days, 2 weeks is plenty of time. Plenty of time to order anything you need. And so that money is due 2 weeks before, and like I said, nothing gets done on a cake. Nothing, unless it is fully paid for.
And you know what? That is your policy, your rule. If I want to hire you, than I do your rules and your
Right,
policies.
right.
It doesn't matter that, well, nobody else in my area is doing that.
I'm
Well,
not for everyone. And I
Right,
totally
right.
own that. And I
Right.
tell people that, look, I get I'm expensive.
right,
And I get that I am, hard line on my policies. That's
Right.
okay.
That's
If
okay.
you want to go somebody else, go for it.
that's okay.
Because that means I don't want to work with you anyway.
Well, there's a good
If they have an
chance,
issue
yeah.
with any of my stuff, which is
Right.
really, really basic and standard,
Right.
I don't want to deal with them.
There's a
Because
good
then they're
chance
just a
you're
huge
gonna-
headache for me.
Yeah,
and I'm
they're
not
going to be a
interested in
headache.
that.
You're going to get stiff. There's so many things that can go wrong. Yeah, let's not do that.
I don't want their business that badly.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got people in the wings that would like their time slot in my
Okay.
schedule. So